really needs. So again, just a sense here of how everything's feeling. And then slowly unwind. Nice. Relax, tap it out. Perfect. And then we're going to be transitioning now down to the back. I'm going to invite you to have a block with you, as well as a strap or a belt. So we always want to safely roll down onto the mat. We just don't want to plop down there. So just take your time and transitioning nice and easy. And once you get here, just do what feels good. Maybe your feet want to stay on the ground. You kind of rock those knees. Maybe you'd like to pull the knees into the chest, rocking with the knees together or further apart. Again, the hands, try not to press directly on the joint, below, underneath or below the knee is safest. Just notice how the back body feels. A lot of the twists and inversions are all involving the spine, the whole length of the spine. So just taking care of that. Good. And then coming to stillness, placing the feet onto the mat about hip distance apart. We're going to be offering bridge. Now, the bridge pose or posture, you can, if you'd like, place a block in between the knees, and what that will do will be activate the inner thighs, and some people like the support of the block, some people don't. Another option, you can choose to do a supported bridge. Once you get up, you can scoop that block underneath you into the sacrum area. So again, your choices as to what feels best today. If you have the block in between the knees, try not to have it again right on the knee joint. Yeah, more on the muscle, a little bit pulled down a bit is safest. So the feet are connected to the mat, about hip distance apart. You're gazing straight up, so you're not tucking your chin here as you're coming into bridge. To start, arms are down by your sides, palms down. Back of your head for now is connected onto the earth. Taking a breath, and on the exhale, begin to lift the hips up. If you have the block, you're squeezing into the block. Again, just to activate those inner thighs. This is the core strengthener here, heat builder. We're going to come up into bridge again with some other options in a moment. Just the first bridge here. This is a nice inversion. And then slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Pause here. And again, if you chose to go right to supported bridge with that block underneath you, please feel free to stay there. It's a great thing to do. So now we're going to offer bridge again with a couple different arm options. Again, you can still have the block in between the knees if you'd like, or keep it underneath you. So taking a breath, on the exhale, begin to lift up those hips again, pressing the feet into the mat. You're about hip distance apart. The hips, the knees, ankles are all lined up. Now your arms can stay down by your sides. You can bend your elbows. Press your elbows into the mat as you reach your fingertips up toward the sky. Or you can clasp your hands underneath you, tucking the right and then the left shoulder under, reaching your knuckles toward your heels. Breathe here. If you activate your glutes a lot into bridge, that's perfectly fine. Some of us working with back issues just tend to do that. It's a little more supportive. But if you want to work more of your core, try to relax those glutes a bit and try to engage more of the abdominal area. But always, again, go by how everything feels. Release the hands. Slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. Pause here. Inviting a nice full body stretch. Now lengthening the legs does not feel good to the back. Feel free to keep the bend in the knees. Maybe you reach up into a nice lengthening of the spine. Full body stretch, reaching the fingertips away from the heels. And then floating the hands back down, taking your strap, bending your knees again. If you're going to use your strap, you're going to loop it under the right arch or ball of that right foot. Straighten that right leg out again without locking into the knee. And then slowly begin to find that hamstring stretch. The most important thing is lengthen the leg, not how high that foot comes towards your head. It's not about that. It's about lengthening and feeling the stretch in the meat of the muscle of that leg. Now your left leg can stay bent or you can straighten it on the mat. Again, experiment with it. See how it feels to your back. Pausing here. Now you might want like stillness, or you might want to just circle around that leg in the hip socket. Any size circles that feels good. Try to keep the back body connected to the earth and try not to roll. And then if you're circling, you're just going to invite the movement the other way as well. So again, movement in all directions in yoga. And then come to stillness, pausing here. Again, if you're overstretching, the body will always tell you by giving you a pinch in the joint. Okay, pinching is not good. That means you're overdoing it. So if you feel the pinching kind of tugging in there and right in the joint, that's something to be aware of. So just be mindful. And then release that side. Place both feet on the mat. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So again, you're going to loop underneath, and whether it's the arch or the ball of that foot, straighten it gently, and then find the hamstring stretch on this side. Breathe. Again, think of the back body connected to the mat. Sometimes it's easy to have this hip pop up or you roll a bit. You're trying to maintain that connection. And again, maybe you decide to keep it still here, or maybe you'd like a little bit of a rotation. And rolling around in the hip socket. The top of the hip is like a softball or a little bit smaller. Depends on the size of your body, right? And then go the other way. And then the hip socket is really like a little cup or like a ball, right? So you can, the ball's inside the cup is how I envision it. Just rolling around. Sometimes cracking, popping, all kinds of stuff happening, as long as there's no pain. And then come to stillness and pause. Breathe, lengthen through the hamstring, calf muscles. Beautiful. And then slowly unwind. Ask yourself if there's any final movement that you would like here before final relaxation. Another really nice movement to do, just going to show you this quickly, with the support of the block underneath you. It's similar to legs up the wall. You can just simply bring the legs up here with your sacrum on the block. So if that works for you at any time, it can be a really nice thing to do, and just let the blood flow kind of come in toward the heart, and just can be very relaxing for some of us. Some people like it. The other variation of that I like is having a chair at on the mat, and then just putting your legs on the chair. That can be another really nice way to relax here at the end of practice at any time. So when you're ready, you're going to find your perfect Shavasana posture. Whether you stay on your back, whether you move to your side body or the front of the body. Again, taking your time. I'm going to be offering a shorter Shavasana. If you choose to stay in Shavasana once I ring the chimes, please feel free. Please feel free. So just take rest for the next couple minutes. If you choose to stay in Shavasana, please stay where you are for as long as you would like. If you would like to complete your practice now, slowly begin to move a hand or a foot, inviting some small stretches to grow into larger stretches. Perhaps rolling to one side and just pausing there for a moment in a gentle hug. Honoring yourself for taking the time for self-care. You're totally worth it. Totally worth it. And we'll all meet, those of us that are coming out of Shavasana, meeting back to easy pose, where we started our practice. Again, settling in, rooting to rise. Perhaps closing the eyes or taking that soft gaze. Hands can be anywhere you would like. And closing with a reading from Root to Bloom by Dana Falls. In the moment before choosing. In the moment before choosing, every possibility exists. Before the overlay of self and separation is choiceless, vast awareness. I am, you are, we are that. For one mind-stopping instant, I exist in this unframed truth, and then it slips from my hands like beach sand. So in closing, inviting hands home to the heart in Anjali Mudra. Connection to ourselves, to one another, our vast yoga community. We'll complete with one deep breath together. Inhale. And exhale, bring everything back to the heart. Very grateful that you joined me today. Stay well, my friends. Namaste.